Welcome students. Today we are going to solve the exercise 5C of the 5th chapter of your mathematics textbook by R.F. Aggarwal. The first question is saying write 5 fractions equivalent to each of the following. The fraction given is 2 by 3. We have to write 5 fraction equivalent to this fraction. To solve this question, what you have to do, you have to multiply the numerator and denominator of the given fraction by the natural number. Here the given number is already given fraction 2 by 3 is already multiplied in the numerator and denominator by the first natural number, that is 1. So we want 5 equivalent other fraction of the 2 by 3. Then what we have to do, we have to multiply first the numerator and denominator by 2, then by 3, then by 4, and so on. How many we want, we have to multiply and we will get the equivalent fractions. So doing the same thing which I have just said, we are going to multiply both numerator and denominator by the next natural number, that is 2. On multiplying we get 4 by 6. Okay, now the next natural number is what? 3. So we will multiply both up, that is in the numerator and in the denominator, by 3. So we will get 6 by 9. Again multiplying by the next natural number, that is 4, we will get 8 by 12. Again by the next, we want 5, so we have to do one more, 6. With 6 we will get 10 by 15, and lastly 2 by 3 multiplied by 6, we will get 12 by 18. Now here you don't have to cut it, that is you don't have to bring it in the simplest form. You have to leave it here as it is. So in the summarized way, we can write 4 by 6, 6 by 9, 8 by 12, 10 by 15, and 12 by 18. These are the 5 equivalent fraction. These are the 5 equivalent fraction of the given fraction 2 by 3. Camera, please focus. Okay. The next fraction is 4 by 5. Now 4 by 5, to find the equivalent fraction of this fraction, we will do the same thing. Multiplying up and down by 2, we will get 8 by 10. Multiplying up and down by 3, we will get what? 12 by 15. Multiplying up and down by, up and down here means numerator and denominator. Instead of saying numerator and denominator, I am using a short mnemonic for it, that is up and down. So on multiplying with by 4 up and down, we will get 16 by 20. Here again, upon multiplying by the next natural number, that is 5, we will get 20 by 25. Next natural number 6, we will get 24 by 30. In the summarized way, we can write that fractions 8 by 10, 12 by 15, 16 by 20, 20 by 25, and last 24 by 30. These are the equivalent fraction of the given fraction 4 by 5. Now what next we have to do is that we have to find the equivalent fraction of the fraction 5 by 8. Third question is 5 by 8. To find it equivalent fraction, we will do the same thing. 5 by 8, we will multiply by the next number, that is the 2. So we will get 10 upon 16. Again we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. Here we will get 15 by 24. Next we will multiply by in the numerator and denominator by 4, that is 20 upon 32. Next we will multiply by in the both numerator and denominator by 5. Here we will get 25 by 40. Next we will multiply by 6. We will get 30. 5 6 are 30, 48. Now in a summarized way we can write that the equivalent fraction of the given fraction 5 by 8 is 10 by 16, 15 by 24, 20 by 32, 25 by 40, and 30 by 48. Cool. Next is 7 by 10. 7 by 10. In this fraction, what we are going to do, we will multiply by the next natural number, that is 2. So 14 by 20 is the first equivalent fraction. To get the second one, we will multiply both up and down, that is numerator and denominator, by 3. On doing so, we will get 21 upon 30. Next, we will multiply by 4. So here we will get 28 upon 40. Next, we will multiply by 5. Here we will get 35 upon 50. And lastly, we will multiply by 6. So we will get 42 upon 60. In a summarized way, we can write all the equivalent fraction we get for the given fraction 7 by 10. That is 14 by 20, 21 by 30, 28 by 40, 35 by 50, and the last one 42 by 60. The next question is 3 by 7. To get the first one, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. Here we will get 6 by 14. To get the next one, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. To get this, we will 9 by 21. To get the next one, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. So here we will get 12 by 28. To get the next one, we will multiply by 5. To get it 15 by 35. To multiply next, we will get 6. So 18 by 42. In a summarized way, we can write that the fraction 6 by 14, 9 by 21, okay, 12 by 28, 15 by 35, and the last one 18 by 42. These are the 4 equivalent fractions of the given fraction 3 by 7. Moving forward towards the sixth question. Sixth question is saying you have to find the 5 equivalent fraction of the given fraction 6 by 11. To do so, 6 by 11, we will multiply both in the numerator and denominator by the next natural number, that is 2. So we will get 12 by 22. And moving forward, we will get to multiply by 3. Here we will get 18 by 33. Next, 6 by 11 into 4 both in the numerator and denominator, we will get 24 by 44. 6 by 11 we will multiply by 5, we will get 30 by 55, and lastly we will multiply by 6 to get 36 by 66. Here also we will write in the summarized form all the equivalent fraction we just got. First is 12 by 22, second is 18 by 33, third is 24 by 44, fourth is 30 by 55, and the last one is 36 by 66. Next question is 7 by 9. Again, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. So on doing so, we will get 14 upon 18. To get the next equivalent fraction, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. On doing so, we will get 21 by 27. To get the next one, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. On doing so, we will get 28 upon 36. For getting the next one, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 5. On doing so, we will get 35 upon 45. For the last one, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 6. On doing so, we will get 42 by 54. So in a summarized way, we can write all the equivalent fractions, that is 14 by 18, 21 by 27, 28 by 36, 35 by 45, okay, 42 by 54, 5 by 12. Again, we have to do the same procedure. I will multiply by up and down, that is numerator and denominator by which number? 2. So on doing so, we will get 10 upon 24. Next, we will multiply by 3. On doing so, we will get 15 upon 36. Next, we will get 20 upon 48. Next, we will get 25 upon 60. And lastly, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 6. On doing so, we will get 30 upon 72. So in a summarized way, what we can write, all the fractions we have just got. That is 10 by 24, 15 by 36, 20 by 48, 25 by 60, and the last one is 30 by 72. Now see the next question, that is question number 2. What is it saying? Which of the following are the pairs of equivalent fraction? We have to identify the given two fraction. Pair of the given two fraction are equivalent or not. For that, we have to simplify the fraction which has the ability to get simplified. If it is not getting simplified, we have to don't do anything for that fraction. But if there is a fraction in that pair which can be simplified, we just first have to simplify, and after simplification, see that the both fraction are equal or not. If it is not, then you can conclude that both the fractions are not equivalent fraction. If it is, you can say that it is an equivalent fraction. We are going to do the same procedure which I have just said. Watch. 5 by 6 we cannot simplify further, as in no numbers table 5 and 6 comes both. In the going forward to that, towards the next fraction, we have 20 upon 24. Here you can simplify it. So first, in the right side, we will simplify. First, we will divide both numerator and denominator by 2. On doing so, 10 times we will cut the numerator, and for cutting the denominator, we will have to divide by 12 times. Okay. Again, further we will divide by 2. So 5 times in the numerator and 6 times in the denominator. Now you can see it has come to the form as the first fraction. That is, this fraction is also 5 by 6. Here we can conclude that 5 by 6 and 20 by 24 are pairs of equivalent fraction. Second number, C. 3 by 8 and 15 by 40. Now 3 by 8 cannot be simplified further, but 15 by 40 does. How? We will multiply by which number? So we will multiply it by 5. 3 times में 15 and 8 times में 5. 8 times में 40. So 3 by 8 is the simplified form of this fraction. Here again we can say that 3 by 8 and the second fraction 15 by 40 are pairs of equivalent fraction. Done. Moving forward. See here, the third question is saying 4 by 7 and 16 by 21. Here 4 by 7 is not getting further simplified, but 16 by 21 does. So we have to do it. Now, with which number we will divide? See here, if you think you will divide it by 3, you will not getting to not able to divide numerator because 16 doesn't comes in the table of 3. Now 21 comes in the table of 3 and 7, and 16 doesn't come in neither of them. So we conclude that this cannot be further simplified. So these two fractions cannot be further simplified, and it does not seems like that both are equivalent. So we can write here that 4 by 7 and 16 by 21 are not pair of equivalent fraction. Pair of equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. Okay. Now moving forward toward the next problem. See here, you have two fractions given, 2 by 9 and 14 by 63. Now you can very clearly see that neither the first given fraction 2 by 9 is getting further simplified, and nor the second one 14 by 16 is getting simplified. So both are not equivalent, very clear. So we will write that 2 by 9 and 14 by 63 are not pair of equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions, right? The next question is fifth question. It is saying 1 by 3 and 9 by 24. Thus, these two given fractions are a pair of equivalent fraction. Here you can see the second fraction 9 by 24 is getting further simplified. If you divide both numerator and denominator by 3, you will divide the numerator by 3 for 3 times, and for numerator it is for 8 times. Further, it cannot be simplified. The simplest form of the second fraction is 3 by 8, yet it is not equal to the first fraction. So we conclude that both the fraction, therefore 1 by 3, the first fraction, and 9 by 24, the second fraction, are not pair of equivalent fraction. Are not pair of equivalent fractions. Clear? The next question, the sixth one, is saying 2 by 3 and 33 by 22. Here, first fraction is not getting simplified any further, but the second fraction, if you see, 33 by 22, it is getting simplified. If you divide both up and down, that is numerator and denominator, by a number called 11, the numerator will get divided by 3 times, and the denominator will get divided by 2 times. So the simplified form of this fraction is 3 by 2. Yet it is not equal to the first fraction. Definitely it is the reciprocal of the first fraction, but it is not equal to the first fraction. That's why we will conclude that both the fraction are not equal. Let's write what we have just said. 2 by 3 and 33 by 22 are not a pair of equivalent fractions. Moving forward, see here, third number. Find the equivalent fraction of 3 by 5 having denominator 30. Now we have finded the equivalent fraction. We have checked if both in the first question we have find the equivalent fraction of the given fraction. 5 equivalent fraction we have deduced of every question. In the second, we have checked if both the fractions are equivalent or not. Here it is getting little customized. Customized means here the question maker, that is the author of the book, is giving you a choice, a customized choice, that whatever equivalent fraction you are making of this fraction, given fraction 3 by 5, the denominator should be 30. You cannot give any answer whose denominator is other than 30. You have to give that equivalent fraction of the 3 by 5 which have denominator as 30. Now to do so, you have to look for the denominator of the given fraction. If you look for the denominator of the given fraction, the denominator of the given fraction is 5 and we have to get 30. So we will find in the table of 5 how many times it will yield 30. If you recall the table of 5, you will get that 5 multiply 6, that is 5 times 6 is 30. That gives us clue to make that equivalent fraction, as we are already know, if we have to multiply in the denominator, if we need to multiply in the denominator or numerator by a certain number, it is mandatory. If you are multiplying numerator, then you will have to multiply in denominator to make it a valid multiplication. Otherwise, if you are only multiplying a number in the numerator or a denominator, it is an invalid multiplication of fractions, and your sir or teacher or class teacher or who's your math teacher will cut your marks. So we have got the idea that to get an equivalent fraction whose denominator is 30, we have to multiply this fraction 3 by 5 by 6. Why? Because in the table of 5, 6 times 5, 6 times 5, 6 ja will yield what? 30. So on dividing this with the said number, we will get a fraction which is 18 by 30. Here you can clearly see that this choice given by the author or the question maker is fulfilled. That our equivalent fraction contains a denominator 30. He has said nothing about the numerator, so we have don't to worry about the numerator. Okay. Here we have to only worry about numerator because the author is saying whichever equivalent fraction you are finding of this given fraction 3 by 5, it has a numerator of 24. We have to do the same scanning process here also. We have to check for the table of 3 and we have to find out how many times it will yield 24. If you recall the table of 3, which you have to definitely recall if you are studying in a class 6. So 3 times 8 yields 24. 3 times 8, yeah, 3 8 ja gives 24. So we will have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 8. On doing so, what we will get is 24 upon 40. We have fulfilled the choice or the condition given by the question maker or author of the book, that is the numerator is given, numerator will be 24. We have not here you have not to worry for numerator because the condition is given only for denominator. Here you have not to worry for denominator because the condition is given for numerator. Moving forward toward the fourth question, it is the same question, just the data has been changed, so we will do it quickly. See here, denominator they want is 54. In the denominator of the given fraction is 9. If you scan for the multiplication of in the table of 9, multiplication table of 9, you will get 9 5 ja what? 9 5 ja 9 5 ja 45, 9 6 ja 54. So we will multiply both numerator and denominator of the given fraction 5 by 9 by 6. So on doing so, what we are getting is 30 by 54. And we have fulfilled the wish of the question maker or author, that is the equivalent fraction of the given fraction 5 by 9 would be a fraction which containing a denominator 54. Next, what we are given, we have to find such equivalent fraction whose numerator is 35 of the given fraction 5 by 9. To do so, we have to scan the table of 5. How many times in the 5 table we will yield 35? You will see that 5 7 ja or 5 times 7 gives 35. So we will have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 7. On doing so, what we will get? 35 by 63. That is the answer. Moving forward, Same question, the data has changed. Fifth number, we have to find the equivalent fraction of the given fraction 6 by 11. First condition is given that the denominator is 77. It is very easy. You guys probably have learned the table of 11 very quickly, so I am guessing that you will have guessed till now from by which number we are going to multiply both numerator and denominator. In the 11th table, 7 times 11 times 7 will give 77. So we have to multiply this given fraction by 7. On doing so, we will get a fraction who look like this, 42 upon 77. We have fulfilled the wish of the author, that is the denominator is 77. Here the desire of author is the whatever equivalent fraction you are getting of this number 6 by 11, the numerator should be 60. To do so, we will multiply the given fraction by which number? In the 6th table, 60 comes 6 10 gives 60, or 6 times 10 gives 60. So we will multiply by 10. On doing so, we will get 60 upon 110. Here we are fulfilling the wish that the numerator should be 60. Moving forward to the next question, the 6th question is saying, find the equivalent fraction of the given fraction 24 by 30 having numerator 4. The same question, just a little bit of twist. In the question language, the procedure is same. So the fraction is given 24 by 30. Now we have to find an equivalent fraction by numerator 4. Here the twist in this question is that up till now you have given a smaller fraction and you are getting its equivalent fraction by multiplying and getting whatever equivalent fraction till now you have find it out in this chapter, you have got by multiplying some number. But here the condition given by the author is that you will have to get an equivalent fraction of this fraction 24 by 30 whose numerator is 4. How can you get a numerator smaller than the given fraction? Definitely by dividing such some number, no? You cannot multiply by some number. So considering that, what we have to do, we have to now figure out by which number we will divide in the numerator so that we will get 4. If you recall, if you divide by 6, 6 4 ja, yes, 6 times 4 gives 24. So we will divide by which number? 6. Since we are dividing in the numerator, we have to divide in the denominator as well. So on dividing, so we will get in the numerator 4 and in the denominator 5. So 4 by 5 is the equivalent fraction which will have the numerator 4 of the given fraction 24 by 30. Moving forward to the next question, same question but with the twisted method of the 6th question. Here we have to find an equivalent fraction whose numerator is 9. Here also we have to divide. From which number we have to divide? For that, in the 9th table, how many times you will with which number you will divide 36 so that you will get 9. We know that 9 4s are 36, so definitely we will divide by 4 in order to get 9. So 36 by 48 we will divide by 4 in the numerator and denominator. On doing so, what we will get? In the numerator 9 and in the denominator what? It's 12. You can further simplify this fraction also. Okay, from 3 if you will cut 3 3 ja, 3 4 ja. Okay, so you will get 3 by 4. Here denominator, listen my brother, what I have just shown you is completely wrong. You have not to do this further simplification, because when you are doing and you are getting 3 by 4, I have did it very conscientiously to show you that don't do this wrong practice in your exams. because you have asked from the author that the final result must contain numerator as 9. If you will give 3 by 4, it does not comply with the given condition and your sir will cut the marks. So you will have only write 9 by 12 and you have to not further simplify it. Whenever the condition is given on numerator or denominator or on the both, you will have to take very important care of this, that you will not have to further multiply after getting the condition satisfied. I have very done this mistake to show you that you can also do this mistake. Now the next fraction is 36 upon 48. Now 36 upon 48, from which number we will divide so that you will get the denominator as 4. To do so, what you have to do, you know that 12 4s are 48. So we will divide by 12 in the numerator and denominator. You will get in the numerator 3 and in the denominator 4. Here we have justified the condition given by the author that the numerator should be 4. The eighth question is saying the same thing. Find the equivalent fraction of 5 by 56 by 70 with the numerator 4. Now, how we will get numerator 4? If you will see the table of 14, 14 4 gives 56. So if we will divide by 14, you will get the desired numerator, that is 4. So here what we will get, 4 upon, now in the table of 14, if you will search for 70, in 5 times you will get 70. So the equivalent fraction of the given fraction having numerator 5 is 4 by 5. For denominator, what we have to do, we will divide by 7, because we know that 7 times is 70. So doing so, in the numerator we will get 10 and 7 7 are 49, 7 is 56. So 8 by 10 is the answer for this question. Come students, we are solving the 9th question onwards. Here you have to reduce each of the following fraction into the simplest form. What is the simplest form? You have to divide both in the numerator and denominator by such a number so that it will not further get divided by any other number. So to find that number that will divide it, and after dividing it, it will not get further divided by any other number, we have to take the LCM of both numerator and denominator. How we will take? We will take it by division method. So bigger number will be divided by the smaller number, and on remainder it will become the divisor, and then 9 will become dividend. I will show you. You know this method already. Just see, you will recall it. So 1 times we will put 9. Here the remainder will come 6. Now this 6 become the divisor and this 9 become dividend. Now 1 times 6, again this become divisor and this become dividend. So 2 times may. So the HCF of 9 and 15 is what? 3. So to bring it in the simplest form, to bring the fraction 9 by 15 in the simplest form, we have to divide both in the numerator and in the denominator by 3. On doing so, what we will get, 3 3s are 9. 3 times 3 is 9. So here we will get 3, and 3 5s are 15. So here we will get 5. So the simplest form of the fraction 9 by 15 is 3 by 5. Moving forward, you will get the second question. The second question is saying 48 upon 60. In order to find that number that will divide, that we will need to divide in the numerator and denominator, first we will take the HCF of both the number by the same division method. On dividing 60 by 48, 1 times 48 comes 48, and the remainder will be 12. Again this will become divisor and 48 will become the dividend. So 4 times 12 4 ja is 48. This completely divides the, that means 12 is the SCF of these two numbers, and that also means that we have to divide both numerator and denominator, that is 48 and 60 by 12. On doing so beta, here what we will get, 12 4 are 48 and 12 5 are 60. So the simplest form of the fraction 48 upon 60 is 4 by 5. Moving forward, the next question is saying the third number is saying 84 by 98. It is saying 84 by 98. We have to bring it into the simplest form. So we have to first find the SCF of these two number. On dividing 98 by 84, 1 times में 84, so we will be left with 14. Again it will become divisor and this will become dividend. So 14, in the 14 table we have to find out the on which number it will get divided by the maximum. So if you recall the table of 14 6 are 84, so it had completely divided. So what we got is 14 is the SCF of these two numerator and denominator, that is 84 and 98. So we need to divide both the numerator and denominator by the number 14. After dividing it by 14, here we will get what? Here we will get 6 and here we will get what? Here we will get 7, because 14 sevens are 98. Okay, this question is finished. Moving forward toward the next question. The next fraction is 150 by 60. 150 by 60. So first we will find out the SCF. Here if you see 2 times, if you multiply 60 by 2, you will get 120, and if you multiply by 3 you will get 180. 180 is bigger than 150, so we are considering 60 twos are. Okay, here we will get remainder at 30, it becomes the divisor, and 60 become the dividend. Now we will divide it by 30. You can clearly see that 32s are 60, so it has completely divided. So what we get is the SCF of 150 and 60 is 30. So what we will do, we will divide both in the numerator and denominator by 30. On doing so, what we will get, here see, when you will divide by 150 by 30, you will completely divide it by in the 5 times, that is 35 are 150. So we will get 5 here and we will get 2 here. So the simplest form of this fraction 150 upon 60 is 5 upon 2. Now the 10th question is saying you have to show. So means you have to prove that the given fractions are in simplest form. The given fraction are in simplest form. Sir, what the question is asking? The question is asking beta that you have to show that it will not get further divided by any number. That means there is no number which can divide both the numerator and denominator any further. It is completely the reverse of what we have done in the question 9. So to do so, you have to do only one thing. Here you have seen we have been finding SCF. Now we will here also find SCF of both numerator and denominator, and if the SCF of both numerator and denominator is 1, we can say that the given fraction is in the simplest form. Why I'm saying that SCF will be 1, that complies that the given fraction is in the simplest form, because beta SCF is the highest common factor of the given numbers. So if the SCF of 2 number, 3 number are 1, that means that it is not getting divided by any number other than 1, and 1 is the divisor of every number. It would be 1, a whole number, a natural number, any number. 1 is the divisor of any number. So we will find out the SCF of 8 and 11, and if its SCF comes out to be 1, we will say that the given fraction is in the simplest form. So let's find out the SCF. 8 ones are 8, we will remains with 3. Now this becomes the divisor and it becomes the dividend. Now 3 twos are 6. Now here we will get 2 as remainder. Now this become the divisor and 3 will become dividend. Now 1 times you will get 1. Now 1 become divisor and 2. So 1 twos are 2. Here we will completely divide it, and the last divisor is, you know that in the division method of SCF, the last divisor which we will get is the SCF. So here last divisor is 1, so we can say that therefore HCF of numerator and denominator is equal to 1, so it is in the simplest form. Remember students, you have to do this all calculation of SCF in the in your mark your copy sheet. Here where you are solving, like I have solved, you have not to do this calculation in the back side, because if you will do not do this calculation where you are solving that question, the sir will uh, consider that you have cheated it from elsewhere, because you are directly writing SCF of numerator and denominator is 1. So you have to do this calculation where you are solving, not on the back side. Okay, moving forward, the next question is 9 upon 14. 9 upon 14, in order to find the new SCF of these two number, you have to divide the smaller number, sorry, the bigger number by the smaller number. If you are dividing it, if you are finding SCF by the division method, there are also other methods you can try. I am using the division method. Okay, so 9 ones are 9, because 9 twos are 18 and 18 is bigger than 14, so we are considering for the 9 ones are, so 9 ones are 9. We are left with 5. Now 5 will divide 9, so 5 ones are 5, we will get 4. Now 5 will divide 4, sorry, 4 will divide 5, so 1 times you will get 1. Now 1 will divide 4, so 4 times, ended. That means the last divisor is 1. That considers that therefore HCF of numerator and denominator is equal to 1, so it is in the simplest form. Remember, again, you have to do this calculation where you are solving, not on the back side, otherwise your marks will get deducted. So the second last question of this exercise, the given fraction is 25 upon 36. We have to prove that the given fraction 25 upon 36 is in the simplest form. To do so, we have to find the SCF, and we have to find the SCF what? We have to find SCF of these two numbers as 1 to prove that. So, sorry, we have written smaller number. Smaller number will be always be divisor and bigger number always be dividend. Remember this when you are solving SCF by the division method. So, on 1 times we will divide, so you will get here 1, here 11. Okay, now this becomes the divisor and 25 becomes the dividend. On 2 times you will get 22, you will get 3. Now this becomes the divisor and 11 become dividend. Now so 3 times you will get 9, so here you will get 2, again 3 will become dividend and 2 will become divisor. 1 times you will get 1. Now 1 will divide 2, so 1 2s are 2, and so the last divisor is 1. So we conclude that the SCF of numerator and denominator is 1, so this fraction is in the simplest form. Next question, what is it saying? 8 by 15. So we have to find out the SCF of 8 and 15. So 1 times, because 8 twos are 16 and 16 is greater than 15. 8, here is 7, 8, 1 times 7, 1, 7, 7, 7. So the HCF is 1. So we will write that HCF of numerator and denominator is equal to 1. So this fraction is in the simplest form. I hope you are liking all this series of video. If you do like, please like, share and subscribe.